Hey all, it's Scott at Calendula Nursery, and today I'm here to give you a short instructional video, just a little bit of advice on how to protect your drip irrigation system that you might have running off of a battery-operated timer attached to a spigot on the side of your house. If you have one of these, and this is something that we install a lot on our landscape jobs because it's a really affordable way to get very efficient water usage out to your garden and your yard. If you have one of these things, it's time to take it inside and protect it for the winter. Here we are in early November, and before the weather turns really cold and we start getting some really hard freezes, you need to disconnect that and bring it inside so that the plastic valve parts inside don't freeze and break. You don't have to do anything else to the line. If you have drip irrigation connected to this out in your garden, you do not really need to purge those lines or do anything else fancy. They will survive just fine with freezing weather. But the timer, got to bring that in. Let me show you how. Very likely you have something that looks like this. There are different brands and they each have a different set of controls, but they all kind of do the same thing and they look very much like this. This is a spigot. There's the battery operated controller. There's the lines that come out of it. This happens to be a 2-zone controller, and this is all you need to do. It's really simple. Rule number one, before you learn this lesson the hard way, turn the water off. That little valve goes that way. And general rule of thumb too is to, when you're turning off a valve, if you ever wondered which is on and which is off, generally if the little kind of wing on the valve is going crossways to the flow of water, that means it's off. If it's going in line with the direction of the water, it's on. So pretty simple stuff. Turn it off, then go down here. We've got 3 lines coming off of here. You simply unscrew these. And then you can just leave this. In this case, we have a splitter on here, so this can be left in place. But you want to, this is the important part, you want to unscrew the controller from the spigot. And this is the part you take in. You might want to tip it upside down, drain out any little water that's left in there, and take this inside. You can leave it in a basement, you can leave it in a garage, anywhere that it's not going to get below 32 degrees and freeze. So it doesn't have to be warm, just needs to not freeze. Then what you do is we take little Ziploc bags, and each one of these tubes you seal up. And I've got rubber bands handy here. So the whole goal here is that you don't want slugs and earwigs and whatever other little buggies that might be inclined to spend a winter home inside the tube and then die and become a mess when you turn it on again in spring. You just simply do that to each one of these tubes and you are good to go for the winter. We recommend taking this in before hard freezing weather shows up, usually in November. So we always recommend by the end of October or early November, bring this in. Take it back out by early April, because you never know when we're going to have a heat wave starting in mid-spring. And that is it. Just one last thing. I'm here in my basement with my controller that I just removed, and you want to be sure before you tuck it away and, like me, stash it on a shelf somewhere and it ends up in the realm of out of sight, out of mind, you want to make sure that you've turned the controller to off. On this particular one, it goes, you just turn this dial, you can see the little arrow on there turning it to all the settings until it reads off. Your controller might be different than this one, but they all have some version of off. Make sure it says that. The batteries then will not continually all winter long keep making the valves go on and off during this in the cycle that you set. And if you just turn it to off and do not remove the batteries, these batteries I find last about 3 years. They last about 3 full seasons before you need to replace them. If you pull the batteries out, sometimes it will sit all winter and then completely reset all the timing info and the clock, and you have to go through that whole setup all over again each spring, which is no fun when you want to just get to gardening. So turn it to off. See you next spring.